Good morning again to those of you who are just joining us. Thank you for tuning in to Island Tea here on winnfm 98.9. If it's your first time, welcome. We hope it won't be your last. And for the normal listeners, good morning to you. I know I didn't give the shout outs. Well, we had one of them clear on the line of first caller opening bat this morning, getting in bright and early and sharing her twopence halfpenny, as we say colloquially. Mr. Welcome. Mr. McMahon Burl, good morning to you, Gwyneth. How are you folks doing? Our local listeners as well, Jam Down. And Miss Henry, we haven't heard you for a little while. We hope you're doing well. Greg, we haven't heard you for a few days as well. We hope you are doing well. Actually, we have our guest in studio. We're going to go live and we're going to say good morning to this wonderful lady. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to winnfm 98.9. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm grateful. It's good to be here. I felt like I haven't sat here in a little while.
Oh, well, that's a space of about 4 weeks, a month. I think the last time you were here about a month ago. And we would have had a holiday there. So
Yes.
it seemed like forever. And how is Social Security doing today?
Well, we are continuing to deliver benefits to our insured populace. Over the last few weeks, and I could say in April, we had a conference that brought back the topic of reform to the public, and we don't want it to ever go out of their minds. Social security reform is critical to the survival of our social security system. This means that we are at a point where we are a mature fund, and it means that when you are mature, you have to make mature decisions for your longevity. So it's nothing related to the mismanagement of social security funds per se. It has to do with the operations of any social security system. Social security systems serve maybe a generation, about 30 years. When thereafter, you have to look at the demographics, again, meaning the society, the economy. And when I say society, I'm thinking about things like birth rate, death rates, life expectancy, the economy. Where are we growing? Is there more growth in the informal sector, meaning are more persons moving into self-employed rather than into traditional employment? How does that affect compliance or regularity as it relates to contributions to Social Security, investment? Everything you have to look at holistically again to design for a next generation to be assured the same guarantees that our pensioners usually enjoy. Not usually, are sure to enjoy every single month without fail. Since 1978, Social Security pays pensions to insured persons who would have worked and contributed to the fund. And that is no small achievement. We have stories around the region where some other Social Security systems were challenged, and we have pensioners waiting for their pensions to be paid. In persons trying to get their information updated at Social Security. In part, that has to do with the issuance of national insurance claim forms. So we see more people coming into the office to get their cards updated or to get registered. We're also seeing persons who just think that, okay, I am a national St. Kitts Nevis, whether I live here or not, I am supposed to get a Social Security card. And soon, just now, our children will be going on vacation, and some of them at their age where they're seeking employment, summer employment. And so we're going to discuss some of the requirements for registration. As you are aware, or as we hope that you're aware, in order for someone to get a Social Security card or number, you must first have a job. You can't just show up and say, I'm 16 or I'm a national and I need a card. In your first case of registration, you must have a job, and the employer has a responsibility to provide a job letter that certifies that this person is employed with them, and for and in the category that you're employed, whether you are a waitress, a doctor, whatever the situation be, that letter details your employment and, of course, your wages as well. And it is signed by the employer along with being presented on the letterhead or some official document that certifies that you will in fact be employed. After that, you complete the registration application form and you present that at our customer relations at both St. Kitts and Nevis. The procedure takes about 20 minutes from start to end until you're issued a card if you're over the age of 16 or a number if you're under the age of 16. It's critical to know also that contributions are deducted from wages of insured persons who are between the ages of 16 to 62. And I'm saying contributions as it relates to Social Security. So if you're under 16, there are no deductions from a child's wages, and the same as for someone who is over 62. The employer, however, has to pay a 1% related to employment injury for the occurrence if there's an injury related to the job or disease arising, illness arising out of the course of employment. And just like that, your contributions are paid into Social Security and you're registered for accessibility to the benefits offered by Social Security. I want to go back now to speak about the trend that we're seeing in terms of numbers of persons coming in, particularly updating their Social Security card. I'll welcome Miss Demi Nadia to speak about what we're seeing in terms of the registration and updates. What are the requirements if you're going to just come in to update your card?
Okay, thank you, Camila. Good morning. That's my good boss, Camila. Yes, what we've noticed with our customer relations, or what we've seen when persons enter Social Security, is that persons are coming in saying that they come for a Social Security card just as a form of ID. We want to reiterate that Social Security ID is just, or the card is not just a form of ID, but it signifies that you are working, and if you are working, that means you are contributing. And so if you're going to come into Social Security and you require a card, it's important that you have the necessary documents. What we've seen, which is very important, is a job letter. I think I heard Camila spoke about the job letter, but just to piggyback on that, certain words or how the job letter is written is very important. We see persons coming with a job letter and they have the words or the phrase, "We hope to employ" or "should be employed." We want to stress or underscore that you have to be already employed to get your Social Security ID through your job letter, not any hopes to or should be or would be. You have
Is
to
employed.
be. Is employed,
Troy
yes.
Mills is employed
Yes.
by
Yes.
Nadia's Enterprises.
Yes, right? So you have to be employed. Your job letter have to state that you are employed along with your passport. If not the passport, you need your birth certificate along with another ID.
So it's passport only.
No,
No.
your passport,
Passport
or
or
birth
birth
certificate.
certificate.
No, but one, the passport alone can suffice.
Yes, it
Yes,
can
yes, a
suffice.
valid passport.
But if you're bringing the birth certificate, it's birth certificate and another piece of ID.
Yes.
And that could be a
That-
driver's license,
correct.
voter's ID.
Voter's ID, yes.
Could
yes.
you bring your voter's ID and driver's license?
Correct.
Yes,
So it doesn't necessarily have to be the birth certificate.
Correct.
correct.
And also, some persons truly don't have another form of ID other than their birth certificate. Sometimes we see this with students who are just leaving school, or maybe older persons who don't have another form of ID. There's an identification form which is to be completed by a upstanding person in the community. We have a list. So on the form states who can fill it. This could include senior government officials, your doctor, your pastor,
Lawyer.
even your teacher, somebody who knows you and can verify that the birth certificate belongs to the person who is presenting it, right? We recognize that the Social Security ID or card has become somewhat of a quasi-national ID.
Indeed.
Right? I think that is because the public and even institutions trust that we go through a vigorous authenticity test or verification of the person.
Due diligence.
Due diligence.
Yes.
Correct. So we recognize that there's the increased request or adherence to presenting your social security cards when you go for a loan, when you go for whatever you're
Higher
asked to.
purchases. We've recently found out that courts.
Yes, higher purchases, you have to present the card. So we want to ensure that our data remains accurate and that persons are in fact bringing information that is correct and can be validated. So sometimes we hear things, but you had me from 10 years ago. Why are you asking me for the same things? Well, truly, you have changed from 10 years ago. Your information may no longer stand. You may have married, divorced. Your physical appearance is different. And so we take the opportunity as well to do some data cleanup. We want to ensure that you are who you say you are. And if there are additions to your names, we also want to ensure that that does not, for the business of Social Security, delay your benefit payments.
Yes. And before you move on, just to expound on the name, we've been seeing a challenge with the name as well. Some persons, the name that is registered in Social Security is not the name that their employer may have. Some persons choose to carry a second name as a first name, and the spelling is incorrect. Recently, we saw a situation where a lady, let's say her name was Chantel, and Chantel on her birth certificate has 2 L's, but when she comes into Social Security and her Social Security ID that was registered, it has 1. So you see where the discrepancy can happen with the misspelling of the names. So persons need to certify that the name that they registered with at Social Security is the name that the employer has as well, right down to the very spelling.
And one of the things we see too is the marriage phenomenon. You're excited, you come, you're changing, Biff laughing. It's excited, right? You come, you register, you change your name at your employer, but you didn't do it at Social Security, or the other way around. So when it's time to make a claim, there's a challenge because we have to ensure that we're paying the right benefit to the right person. You can't say, they know me. They don't, they know me. They know my husband. They know. No, you have.
That's the neighbor.
Yeah, you know, we have to ensure that the information is correct as presented on your documents, as we have done on your card. So if there's a change of name due to marriage, divorce, affidavit, whatever it is, it's important that you update your information. And not just your name. Addresses are equally important. Contact information is equally important so that we have the correct information. Sometimes we are trying to reach persons, even by phone, and they change the number. I didn't realize people change the numbers so fast.
Especially the young people.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they fed up a you, they change the number. Right, today's a new month, they change the number.
Yes.
So it's a challenge, and it is important that we present the right data sources because the information at Social Security helps us with our planning.
Yes, and to iterate on that as well, Camila, we also saw that persons, when you are claiming a benefit, the section that has your accounting information for where you want your monies to go. Some persons or some benefit or the forms, I guess, that the doctors have, the section where you fill out your banking information, it may not have the EFT clause. And so sometimes there's a separate form to fill out for your EFT clause. And so some persons may find that their benefit would go to the post office rather than their preferred bank. So we're asking persons, when you're filling out the respective forms for a benefit, if there is no EFT clause, then you need to fill out an EFT form, the electronic funding transfer form, so that we can have your banking information on that. So if you prefer to send your money straight to the bank, we can do that. But if you do not fill out that form, then it would go as regular through the post office. You get your post office number, you wait for the post office to bring the slip. And that might be a lengthier process
3
than
weeks,
the
4 weeks,
EFT.
5 weeks.
Yes, and we're moving into technology. So we're asking persons, when you're filling out whichever respective benefit form, if there is no EFT clause, you have to fill out an EFT form. When you fill out that EFT form, of course, make sure that the name is correct. The numbers, some people confuse numbers, their bank account numbers. Make sure you check to say if it's savings or checking. Just back check those information. But if you are submitting a benefit, one of the benefit forms, maternity, sick leave, check the banking section, and if there is no EFT clause, you have to fill out an EFT form so we can send your monies to the bank if you prefer that way.
And
From your data, do you have more persons sending monies to the bank, or persons prefer to get a check by the mail?
more persons are using direct deposits, and we are hoping to move permanently in that regard for a number of reasons, right? It's faster. You don't have to wait for the post. You don't have to wait on your ability to be able to stand up in the line if you're sick and that sort of thing. Someone may be listening and saying, well, how my claim form get to Social Security and they ain't recognize that me do a EFT? No, mostly when someone is sick, they're not the one to drop off their form. Right? So the form comes to us, we look it over to make sure it's accurate, and based on its accuracy, we keep it. If we recognize an inaccuracy, separate to your banking information, because we don't know, maybe you don't want the money to go to the bank this time around, right? So if there's no discrepancy related to the banking information that we have on file, we do that. But if there is none, if you didn't fill out the EFT, because, and again, you must be saying, well, how they got a form with EFT and some without? We would have printed forms, and the doctors use their forms accordingly. So where there was a modification, the forms are still good, but they may not have the updated one. So without the updated one, there's an additional form to fill. So these are the little things that we're trying to regularize and have one form in circulation. And very, very soon, we will be moving into electronic submissions, right? So we're trying to save the earth, less paper, less moving around, faster submission for your benefits and so forth. So we are getting to the stage of technologically advancing as it relates to Social Security, not just contributions, but with benefits, payments, and solutions as well.
Do you send information to the persons to say, hey, we have deposited this amount on your account?
Great question. We haven't reached that stage as yet, because we still have the checks that said this is your benefit amount and XYZ, right? But as we're moving into direct deposits, with the launch of our new IT systems, those things will be included. So you will have something that lets you know, of course, that your benefit was paid.
Deposited, yes.
Well, I ask because I have had situations where I have had deposits, and I'm wondering where these came from. Especially when you're not expecting monies, and I'll have to make a call. And in some cases, I know once you sign up, which according to your bank, that you'll get a note, hey, $200 was deposited on your account, etc., etc.
Yes.
And I know some persons, they might have the monies on their account and they might be abusing you, saying, well, why these guys taking so long, not realizing that the money
was sent. Yes. But in your note, you will see, especially if you have more banking answer, you will see Social Security benefit. But other than that, directly from us, we still have not done that part yet. But it's in progress and it's coming.
And we remind callers, you can call 466-0989. Social Security, they are here live and in studio. Two beautiful ladies. And we are streaming, so you'll be able to see them live in office. Give them a call and clarify any question you have. Don't go out there and discuss it and get the wrong interpretation. Get it live from the horse's mouth. In terms of 62, once you reach 62, you don't pay Social Security. But what about the card?
Okay, good question. Now, at the age of 62, you are no longer required by law to make deductions to Social Security. That also means there are no benefits, short-term benefits, other than the regular receipt of your monthly pension, which is a great thing, right? The card, though, follows you because, again, it's used for more than just Social Security contributions. So you can renew your card even after 62. The expiration on a card is 10 years, is a 10-year period. If you lose it before then, you pay $75, I believe, for a replacement. And we've had persons who are chronic losers of cards. So for those persons, there is a replacement fee of $150 for each occurrence.
A deterrent, as it were.
It's a deterrent. Don't lose it.
Yeah.
Don't lose it, right? So if there are no calls, we could do a wrap-up in terms of what are the requirements for registration, the importance of updating, and
Name change.
Yes, so go ahead, Nadia.
Okay, so again, thank you for having us here. We're glad that we have this platform that we can speak to our contributors and listeners. All of us contribute at Social Security, and so it is important that we have the information on hand and we continue to educate and inform the public. Again, if you're coming into Social Security for a card, if this is your first time or you are renewing, it is important, if you are renewing, it is important that you have a valid passport. You can't come with a passport and it's expired. It has to be valid. So a valid passport, if not, you walk with your birth certificate and an additional ID. If the birth certificate is all that you have, you fill out the form of, what's the form called? The identification form to have someone of public interest, your lawyer, your doctor, a teacher, fill it out just to ensure that, or just to say that you are the person who is on the birth certificate. If you're applying for the very first time, please ensure that you have a job letter that clearly states that you are employed, not you hope to be employed or you would be employed or you should be employed. You are employed, along, of course, with the passport, and we can complete the process. Like Camila mentioned, it's a very short process. You come in, please be prepared to take a photo. That means no skinny straps and no halter tops and no bantu tops. Make sure that your face is recognizable and prepared to take a photo. It's your name. Remember the name that you are registered at Social Security. Please ensure that it is the same name that you give your employer for the submission of your contributions. What did I miss?
Submission of your claims.
Submission of your claims, yes. When you're submitting your claims, please ensure that all information is correct. Make sure the doctor fill out the section that is very imperative. Your banking information. If you have one of the farmer benefit claims, you make sure that there is an EFT clause. If there is an EFT clause, you fill out your banking information and you're good to go. If there is no EFT clause, please be reminded that you have to fill out the EFT form if you prefer your monies to go to direct deposit. So yes, you can call us. We have our WhatsApp. We're on social media. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. I think telephone numbers, Camila.
465-2535. That's the office on St. Kitts. 469-5245 on Nevis. Customer relations, you can call 662-8479. There are other numbers, 668-2545, 669-2545. And for our hotline, our communications line is 667-2535.
Did you
So you-
mention a WhatsApp number?
667-2535.
Yes.
All of these are WhatsApp numbers. You
Oh,
could
okay.
text us midnight. We'll answer you in the morning.
Oh, I thought you said you'll answer
Of
midnight.
course, because sometimes, you have a question like, wow, 2 o'clock in the morning, but this is on my mind. Send it. We'll respond in the morning. So to ensure that you are addressed in a timely manner as well.
Before you slip away, you did mention persons in the civil service could sign. So I take it obviously a minister of government, a permanent secretary, a director in a department would be able to sign.
Yes, of course.
What about a supervisor in a department, a little lower bit than a director?
Well, to be specific, on the form gives a detailed list, a very specific
Okay.
list of the persons who can sign that form to ensure that you are who you say you are. Because we don't want it to be, anybody could say anything.
Yes.
We expect that with a certain responsibility in your
And
organization, there's the integrity that follows. So we are not creating fraudulent identification.
And a lot of scamming happening.
Yeah, we're into the scamming, right? Before we leave, I want to encourage our employers to pay your contributions in full and on time. And where there are challenges, don't be afraid to come in and have a conversation. Life happens, things slow down. We are now going into the slower period. And so we expect that, you may not be able as you were to continue pay as you were, right? So just come in, have a conversation. We're more than lenient to understand and work out an arrangement. Employers, that's my call for you to do so. Self-employed, you're responsible for yourself. I see too many self-employed persons, especially men, coming to ask questions at 61. How can I top up? Can I go back to pay 5 years, 6 years? I'm sorry, we won't be able to do that. They tell you things like, but I wasn't working, so how are you living all this time? Like, things like that. And then you see these people who would have built great houses for people, now asking to be included on an assistance benefit. You have created your choice to work for yourself and create your own wealth. It's important that you also maintain your integrity after you exit the workforce.
Yes.
After you're no longer able to build houses, paint, do hair, do nails, where the ladies are in order, but we see it mostly with the men. So this is my plea for you self-employed people to pay for yourselves. And of course, employees, you have a duty to check. Check on your contribution status. Make sure that your employer is in fact making those deductions to Social Security, so that
Any
when
charge
it's
for
time
that?
for you to claim a benefit, that you are assured the same guarantees like someone else who was checking every month. The second you just check people WhatsApp status, check your
Check your
Social
Social
Security
Security.
status.
Any charge for checking the social security status as employees?
As an employee,
Yeah.
of course. You can simply request a contribution statement, but just know, soon, you will have the power of compliance in your hand. So we're going to be launching a product very soon that you could check and lets you know if you got a good boss man or not.
Wonderful, ladies.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Until next time, have a blessed day, everyone.
It was nice having you ladies here, and we look forward to having you the last Wednesday every month.
Yes.
And we hope time doesn't crawl, but time flies again when we'll have you in here sharing that critical information with us, not just here at winnfm 98.9, but with our listeners, those persons out there in Radio Land. Have a good day, ladies, and thank you for coming, and be safe.
Thank you.
You've been listening to live interview with Social Security here on WinFM 98.9. We thank them for coming, and they're here the last Wednesday in every month, and we invite you to tune in and again next time. Well, a month from now, God spare. However, we are going to go downtown, and we're expecting solid waste in a few moments at 9:15. But we're going to go downtown, and we're going to pick up our sponsors And stick and stay, don't go away. We will be right back.
Found the sound 99.
Just $18.99. Essential everyday cream cheese bars, just $7.99. Celeste Pizza single serve, $6.99. Morning Star meatless entrees, just $19.99. Almond Breeze almond milk, $9.99. Suavitel liquid fabric softener, just $21.05.
And now our value deals. Essential everyday pasta sauce, $9.99. Essential everyday pastas, $4.99. Essential everyday cereals, $10.99. Essential everyday ice cream cones, $7.99. Essential everyday freezer bags, $8.99. Soft soap body wash, $19.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
It's here. The all-new Toyota RAV4 has arrived at TDC Automotive with bold styling, advanced technology, and the versatility to match your lifestyle. This is the SUV built for wherever the road takes you. Now available. Get yours today or place your order with our team. Visit us at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Site in St. Kitts or Penny's Industrial Estate in Nevis. TDC Automotive. We're number one for a reason.
You can win more with the Mega Ball. Pick 3 and pick 4, you could get it all.
Yes, playing Pick 3 and Pick 4 with the Caribbean Lottery just got more rewarding. For just an extra $1, increase your winnings by $1,000 with Pick 3 and $10,000 with Pick 4 when you play the Mega Ball.
You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? Then get on the ball.
Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
Welcome back to Island Tea here on winnfm 98.9. I am Troy Biff Mills, your host. I thank you for tuning in. And we have a live guest in the studio. We're going to say good morning. We're going to go live and direct, as a matter of fact, and say good morning to our guest. And we will have her introduce herself. Good morning, my dear. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Mr. Mills. My name is Joanne Charles, Communications Officer at the Solid Waste Management Corporation. I'm glad to be back here this morning, just giving our monthly updates about the corporation. I know we weren't here last month, so I hope you guys missed us, and we're eager to hear from you and to also let you know what's going on.
We're hoping that we're going to be having some good discussion this morning. And are you taking calls, my dear?
Yes, I will take a few.
Wonderful. 4660989 for those local persons. And solid waste.
Yes. Before we get into the calls, I would just like to let the public know that the Solid Waste Management Corporation will be celebrating 30 years this year.
30.
Second?
30.
Yes, we were established in 1996 under the vision intended to remain a model of excellence in public health. We understand how important public health is and maintaining that in our federation. We also try to operate under the motto pride, responsibility, and ownership. And we are also guided by core values such as technology advancement. That's where we try to provide the latest technology that will help us, that will assist us in waste management. Quality and creativity, we always try to provide the best quality for in our sector. We operate under Waste Matters and people building and team spirits, because we always understand how important our staff at the corporation is, and we always try to highlight them.
In terms of staff, what's the size?
Currently at the corporation, we have about 110 employees, and that's inclusive of step workers as well.
Wonderful. And how has your corporation grown over the last 30 years? I mean, I don't think your mommy
grown
met you.
significantly, not only in terms of staff, but in terms of the different advancements that we have made over the years. We try to be up to date with numerous systems, inclusive of the web bridge that we have at the landfill. We try to keep up to date with those systems and what's not. And we also try to have a holistic, calm, productive work environment for our staff as well. So I just want to commend everyone that has contributed to the success of the Solid Waste Management Corporation over the 30 years. Without you, it won't be possible. And for those that are here, those incoming, we want to say welcome to the incoming staff, because I myself, I am new. I just started in January, but what I would say is that our staff is very polite. They are always eager to teach and to include everyone. So I would say I fit right in at the Solid Waste Management. And I would just like to commend everyone for that.
How the public, how has been the acceptance of solid waste, the cooperation with solid waste, from the feedback you're getting? You're only there about 5 months, but you would have been getting the feedback.
I would say as a federation, we have to understand the importance of waste management more here. I feel like sometimes we may take it for granted, but it is very integral to our everyday lives. Not saying that there are persons that are not aware of the importance, but I feel like one of our main goals would be to sensitize the public more on the importance of what we all do. And it's not just about the loaders, the collectors. We all have a collective goal to see the success of the corporation.
Wonderful. You mentioned 30 years. Do you have a plan of activities you're having to commemorate that 30 years?
Yes. This year we are doing something special for our staff. We have Global Garbage Man Day. It is something that we always celebrate, but we really want to show our appreciation to our staff. So we plan to have, I don't want to give it away, but we have something special planned for them on that day. That's what I will say.
What is the day? What is the day?
It's on June 17th, sorry.
June 17th,
and
Global Man Day.
We look forward to highlighting our dedicated staff for all that they do and the integral part that they play in waste management. I feel like they are very important, and I don't just mean not trying to downplay what any role does in the corporation, but it's not only limited to the loaders and the collectors that you see, but we also have anyone involved in accounting, myself in communications and my manager. Every position in the corporation, we try to work as a unit to have the ultimate goal of being successful and providing the best standard of waste management in the federation. So I just want to commend everyone, again, anyone who has had a part to play in solid waste. We would just like to thank you, and we look forward to 30 more years and 30 more years on that.
I too must join in commending solid waste for the tremendous job
Thank you.
you did. My dad the late Theodore Mills. He actually was in charge of solid waste back in the 90s, I think it is, early 90s. And the workers, I think you guys do a wonderful job. I am not certain we respect the workers as much as we ought to, because you find if they don't come and manage the garbage in our area for a couple of days, we're going to get up on our high horses, flies and mosquitoes and diseases and what have you, And I must commend them, because I don't think too often we take the time out to commend them on the wonderful job they're doing. Over the years, I've been hearing complaints from solid waste about accessibilities. In some streets, the roads are so small, so narrow, and the persons park their vehicles, making it extremely challenging to collect the garbage. How has that been going? Are you seeing an increase in that? Is it still the same way from the feedback you've been getting?
Well, I would say that we still face those challenges, but we try our best to make the public aware, when are the days of collection, because it really does have persons who are not aware of what days the garbage are going to be collected. And yes, we do have instances where under certain circumstances where your garbage cannot be collected in a certain area, but we try to rectify those as soon as possible. What I would say is, please everyone, just be mindful of what they do. It's in an effort to make their job easier, because these guys work very, very hard. So anything that you can do to make their life easier is greatly appreciated.
In terms of collection periods, most times, and I think it's becoming more frequent, that garbage is being collected from maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and that sort of thing. What sort of feedback that you have been getting? How successful is that being? Your customers saying, well, boy, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they come in, they're waking me up. Could you come back at 6, 7, 8 per se?
Well, I would say we normally notify the public on not necessarily the specific hour, but the time frame when the garbage will be collected, and advise them to put out their bins. So if your garbage is not collected, then I don't think it will be any fault of ours, because we try to give ample notice to say, okay, tomorrow your garbage will be collected from 12 a.m. to this time. Put out your garbage in there before, if you don't want to come out at 12 a.m.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Recycling, we have been hearing a lot about that.
Yes.
How is the plan going towards that, and the separation, plastics and paper and what have you, in terms of garbage?
Currently, as our recycling facility, we recycle plastic bottles, the caps. If you only have the caps separated to the bottle, we take those as well. Aluminum cans and also cardboard. What we were looking to do in that regard, we already launched the first phase, which would have been the plastic bottles. So what we were looking to endeavor into is the cardboard. We were looking to partner with a lot of the businesses, the establishments that would have a large volume to have those exported. I don't think much people are aware, but yes, we do accept the cardboards at the tent. We accept any recyclables that you want at the tent, and we also you also can bring them to the landfill at Connery. So I think having the tent weekly and also the opportunity to drop off is a good way to have the public involved more. We're giving you options, so that way, we are showing you that this is the way that we really need to go in terms of recycling. Also, for the month of June, for those of you interested in, if you haven't started recycling, we have our tents coming up. It's every Tuesday in each month and the last Saturday. So we have on the 2nd of June, we have Connery. The 9th of June, it's Buckley's. 16th of June, Connery. 23rd June, Buckley's. 27th June, Deer Bay. And the 30th of June is Connery. The locations at Connery would be the airport roundabout, and Buckley's is there in the area close to where Nevis Eatery used to be, there on the opposite side of Best Buy, in the parking lot. There, it's the lawn there just on the main road on the opposite side of the church. I'm not sure what church
Methodist
it is.
Church, I think it is.
Yeah. We have been seeing a good turnout so far at the tents. We would definitely like to see more people. I don't think that we would ever say, no, don't bring your bottles. If you have, please bring. I think it's a struggle for most persons to separate their waste, but we're giving you the options of a weekly turn-in for the tent and also at the landfill to make things easier for you. You may not want a big bag in your yard, in your house, so just drop them off, we'll accept them. And also we do the recycling facility tours as well. So if you want to see how your waste is recycled, that can be arranged. Just call us 465-9607 and we can organize a tour for you.
That's interesting, a tour. And do you have to have, or is the tour for one person? Could I come and ask for a tour, or does it have to be
I'm not
minimum of 5-10 persons as the case may be?
I'm not certain if there's a limit, but I think it's based more of the availability, if there's time. So it may be, so we have to coordinate with the supervisor there and see if it's appropriate for one person. If you can come, maybe 10-15 minutes, that's fine.
Okay. The recycling, is there any incentive for persons to do the recycling rather than dump all the garbage in one bag?
At this time, there's no incentives. Though there aren't any incentives, we still are urging the public to practice the recycling, because overall, it's beneficial to us as a country. The landfill can only hold so much. It is finite. And the more we recycle, it's better for us. So I know we may be looking for tangible stuff, something that we can hold on to and look at, maybe a little money, but not at this time. I say the best thing we can offer now is pride.
So who knows, by the time you're selling the 35th anniversary, there might be a little sugar cake.
Right.
To say, hey,
Right.
recycle. Or
Right.
you might have something in Parliament saying
Correct.
that it's mandatory for you to do that, as in the U.S. Because when you go to the U.S., the first thing they tell you, this bag is for plastic, this bag is for that bag is for that. And that in itself is a whole event trying to determine which is what, etc., etc.
Correct.
And could you remind us again of your Monday, the Garbage Monday?
So Global Garbage Monday, that's June 17th. We have banners all around Bastard to remind you. They're on 4th Street, Wellington Road, and even if you pass the landfill, you'll see our banners. So it's just more of the public bringing awareness to our hard workers. If you see them, I wouldn't say, I know we have financial constraints. I wouldn't say give them a gift, but please give them good words of encouragement and let them know how important they are.
There are times, well, I am from Sam SP, where the best be Sandy Point.
I
Hope
don't
City.
agree.
You don't agree that I'm from Sandy Point?
No, the latter, but continue.
And the group of guys, I know some of them who service my area. And when I'm home around the Christmas time, I try to at least give them a little malt or two or something like that. So that's something I encourage the public to do, to give them that, even as simple as offering a glass of water.
Correct.
I think that is something very, very important. And it shows appreciation.
Indeed.
Because like I said earlier, if we have garbage, it's not serviced and it stays around for 3-4 days, we're going to have problems.
Correct.
So we could never underestimate, underrate the significance of the work of the, what do you call them, loaders and
collectors.
Loaders and collectors.
Yeah, we have loaders and drivers.
Loaders
The person
and
who drives
drivers.
the truck and the loaders.
The loaders.
Those are the ones mainly in the field.
being exposed to garbage 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, in terms of health and checkups and that sort of stuff, vaccinations, how regularly is that done, if it is done at all?
I'm not certain of how regular
Yes.
Yeah, I'm new. So I'm not 100% sure. Yeah.
But I think I heard that they have to go through whatever checks. But
Yes,
wasn't certain.
I'm aware of that. Even myself.
Oh, you have to do your checks, though you're working in the office as well? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I expected the loaders and the drivers.
Yeah, but apart from the loaders and the drivers, I would consider anybody that works at solid waste as a garbage man. You can go anywhere.
Well, yes, that is
anywhere.
true. Sometimes you may go along as an observer as opposed
Correct.
to...
And we also have spotters. Those are persons that actually work on the landfill as well. They will tell you, okay, you have tires, you take it here, you take it there. So those persons too are exposed to the waste.
The landfill, I remember decades back, we always had a challenge with smoke.
Smoke. Oh yes, our landfill fires are common. It's because of the different gases that the waste produce. Sometimes it can't be helped, but we understand how bothersome and how critical it can be to some person's health, and we try to deal with our landfill fires as quickly as possible to lessen any damage or any medical challenges that anybody might face because of the fires.
Okay, ma'am. Anything you want to remind our listeners before you slip away?
Follow us on social media. It's SWMCSK on all social media. That's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. And also we have a WhatsApp channel. It's the Solid Waste Management Corporation.
And numbers to call in case I want to make any...
465-9607. That's our headquarters number. Just direct any inquiries to our front desk.
And where's your office physically located?
Oh, we're located at Taylor's Range.
Taylor's Range,
that's just opposite KDP.
Okay, wonderful. Just for those persons who may be not too familiar.
Correct.
I thank you again on behalf of the listeners for you and your staff for the wonderful job you're doing. I think we have been seeing improvements in solid waste over the years, especially after, say, Carnival. You go to Bastille the morning after a show, you don't believe there was a show. Because the place is so clean, unlike way back in the past, seated.
That's thanks to our dedicated staff.
Yes, I
really hard workers.
And on behalf of the management staff and board of directors of WinFM 98.9, I congratulate you on your 30 years of existence.
Thank you.
And for your Garbage Monday.
Yes.
On the
17th
of June. We do hope that you have a wonderful day, a more successful day, and your workers continue to do the high job at the high levels that they are doing. And thank you for taking time out to be with us on WinFM 98.9. And we look forward to having you here again in the next month.
Yes, next month.
It sounds far, but that's going to be just tomorrow.
Yes, time is flying.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, our pleasure. You've been listening to a live interview with Solid Waste here on WinFM 98.9. And Solid Waste, we could never say enough about the job they are doing, a wonderful job. As soon as they slip up one day, we are on their case. And I encourage all of us to try and make our best to make their jobs easy as possible. Because they're collecting, just don't try it up and down and things like that. But be considerate. What we don't wish for ourselves, don't wish for others. Stick and stay, don't go away. We're going to go downtown and big up our sponsors for Island Tea here on WinFM 98.9. Without them, this program would not have been possible. So don't go away. Stick and stay. We will be right back.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
What are you doing? She said, drink a root boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, she said, drink a root boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh, cause when we out and we active, living we life. So when we drink, we be drinking. Root boy. So when we drink, we be drinking. Root boy. Oh, Miss Lady, anyway you see we building up our vibes. So when we drink, we be drinking. Root boy. So when we drink, we be drinking. Root boy. Why?
You're listening to WinFM 98.9. We are broadcasting live from Unit C24 at the Sands Complex in Bastia in the beautiful island of St. Kitts, part of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis in the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean. We thank you for tuning in to Island Tea, who heard every morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. a 2-hour program where we basically discuss the action that's happening in the news, the current news. And we are going to take our first caller after Solid Grace. Good day, caller. Thank you for calling. Welcome to Voices You're Live.
Good day, Biff. Good morning.
Good day, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Yes. Blessed in Jesus' name and greetings once more in Jesus' name, the only Savior of sinners from their sins and from hell by the gospel only, through faith only. No, in Jesus only. No, let me say this, Biff. There was a call, I think, yesterday. And the person said that somehow either one or so of the 3 persons that came here because they were deported here was a Christian. And so they really murders and that sort of stuff. And I think your response was, well, if you're a Christian, you're supposed to keep the law of the land.
Correct.
Right. Well, when I read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, when government go contrary to the Bible, the people of God have been continually disobeying those governments. And continually, as a result, go to jail as a result, lose their possessions and properties as a result. They were killed, lost their life as a result. But one thing that many things that mark, but one of them that stands out that mark the people of God is disobeying the government when they went against the scriptures. So that have to be said. It's not a blank check that no matter what government does, Christians supposed to obey them. No. You're supposed to, you have the right, and you have, as a matter of fact, not only have the right, but what they're ordering you to do or not to do, if you follow them and you are sinning, it is your duty to go against them, and because they are ordering you to do something sinful. So no, it's not a blank check.
Well, I agree. I agree. No one should really encourage or ask anyone to do anything that will break the law. I don't.
Well, that will break the Bible. That will break the scriptures. Because if obeying the scriptures means breaking the quote unquote law, then you have to put, as Peter said, God above men.
So are you saying that if the law of the land says something which you or others may consider
if you follow it
to sin, you shouldn't do it? And
you should disobey that law or that government,
which means you
edict
shouldn't do
or
it.
whatever it is.
So how would you deal with
Right.
the consequences after breaking that law?
That's what I said. In the Bible, you see the people of God as a result of breaking such laws and so from the authorities, quote unquote authorities. You see the people of God suffered terribly, including losing their lives, because they went against the government and their laws that were contrary to the word of God. So in other words, no matter the consequence, as a Christian, you are to be willing and depend on God to bear the consequences, because nobody have any right to tell you how to do anything that goes against the Bible. No one, including the scriptures. And your mind's supposed to be made up to lose your life if it comes to that.
I am remembering a case with a lady. I can't remember where she was. I think she was working in the courts system, the courthouse. And she was asked to do something. I think she was a Catholic. And she was asked to do something with gay marriages. And she blatantly refused. And I think she was imprisoned.
Yes.
And that was pretty recently, last year, year before last. And I think that is
not too long ago.
And that's an example of what you're talking about. I don't know what's her position now, but don't you think in situations like that, we the people, we believe that a law is, according to you, anti-biblical or whatever the case is, or it will encourage us to sin, don't you think we should try to mobilize ourselves and engage the necessary persons, government, our constituency office, whoever, to actually meet with them with a view of trying to change that? Don't you think that's an approach that should be taken?
You should, by all means, as Christians, be telling the government what the Bible says, and that nothing that they do, and that everything that they do that goes against the Bible is sinful and wrong, and that you, as a Christian, cannot obey such laws. Once those laws will require you to be going contrary to the Bible, you have to let the authorities know that, and you have to let the authorities know, hey, this is what the Bible says. This is your responsibility to God, and you shouldn't be requiring people in any way to go contrary to the Bible, because it would be sinful and an evil and wicked thing on your part as the government when you do such. Yes, so you're supposed to be doing all of those things. But secondly, quickly.
Thank you.
Quickly. Also, the Bible tells us in Romans 13 and so on, the functions and responsibilities and obligations that God has given to the government, and closing borders are not among them. And the Bible says you should not go beyond what is written in the Bible. You should not go beyond what is written in the Bible in 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. So no matter what the cause, be it Ebola, COVID-19, no matter what the cause, it is wrong and sinful to shut the borders, because that is not a God-given responsibilities to government. We could come up with all kind of reasons, but the Bible says trust God, and He will work out things for you. So we're supposed to be obedient to God in every way in life. Just trust Him, walk by faith and not by sight, and God said He will bless you, keep diseases and so away from you, and that is what we're supposed to do. Not doing things as we see that is right, because the Bible says, lead not on your own understanding, but be obedient to the word of God.
So are you saying
that's another issue again?
Are you saying, Greg, am I understanding you are saying that, okay, let's use Ebola as an example, Democratic Republic of Congo, where the Ebola is happening, that it's okay for them to load up persons with Ebola on a plane and ship them to St. Kitts and Nevis, well, RLB, and it is okay, or according to you and what you're saying, your interpretation of the Bible, that our government should just say, hey, welcome, and accept them?
Well, to say that it is okay to ship them, here to say in case, okay? If you know something, if you know you have an issue in your country that is dangerous and so, I'm not saying that you're supposed to willfully do what you have said, okay? But at the same time, though, I do not see for the government here to say we are not going to allow it because you have Ebola, COVID-19, or anything like that. That will be going against the Bible.
So
that will be going against the Bible.
So where does prudence and common sense, for want of a better expression, where do they step in? What part do they have to play in this whole scheme of things?
Well, the part that they have to play is to be subjected to the Bible, and we, as people of faith, because only God is only mature, filled with the knowledge of the Bible, men supposed to be in government. And so such men are to be walking by faith and not by sight. And so common sense and everything supposed to bow in obedience to the Bible to say, hey, the Bible says this, and God tell us that if we obey the Bible, He's going to bless us, and we are supposed to be obedient to the Word of God, no matter what we see, because we walk by faith and not by sight. That's the role common sense and so supposed to play.
Okay, Greg.
They're supposed to be subjected to the Bible.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. As we take this other call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Island T. You're live on WinFM 98.9.
Good day, Biff.
Good day, sir. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. Do you know the status of those currently? Well, we saw the pictures, but what has become of them? Were they allowed to eventually land, or were they returned, or what?
Well, I have not seen the follow-up as yet, and once I get off here, I will ask and find out what is the position, because I just don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if they were contained in the departure lounge. I don't know if they were redirected back on the plane, and we will.
Was it a private? Was it a charter or private?
Yes, I think it was a charter.
It was a charter.
Yes, but we have to go to an interview here, so I have to cut it short. Thank you very much for calling, and please do continue to listen WinFM 98.9. And we go to a break, and stick and stay. Don't go away. We will be right back in a few.
She said, drink a rude boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh. She said, drink a rude boy, I will do the work. You don't have to wind up yourself. You don't have to wind up yourself. Oh. Cause when we out and we active, living we life. So when we drink, we be drinking. Rude boy. So when we drink, we be drinking. Rude boy. Oh, Miss Lady, anyway you see we are we building up our vibes. So when we drink, we be drinking. Rude boy. So when we drink, we be drinking. Rude boy. Why?
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Building supplies, electrical supplies, furniture, appliances, carpets and tiles. It's the company where you can get it all. All at TDC This is your start. Big deal, nice wheels. Just my ride. No wait, no hassle. Just right. I saw it, I owned it quick like that. National Bank. Got me on track. Now I'm rolling free. No free spread. Keys in my hand. I feel blessed.
With Vroom, you pay $0 down. Get low rates and fast approval. Apply today at any National Bank branch or online at www.sknanb.com. Vroom, your used car loan from National Bank. Terms and conditions apply.
This is your start.
Welcome back to Island Tea here on WinFM 98.9, and we're basically in the final few minutes. We are going to be having voices coming up shortly, and we have to give way to that. Island Tea being heard from 8 to 10 and voices from 10 to 12, and we already have a guest in the studios. They are very early, but quintessential one, he'll be taking care of that. And before we slip away, there's an article, very interesting article, I believe, and it says, it's on the WinFM 98.9's webpage, Jamaica among 8 countries joining UK-led global coalition to end violence against women and girls, and it's dated May the 26th. Jamaica is among 8 countries from across the globe joining a new UK-led international coalition to end violence against women and girls, reinforcing global efforts to ensure women and girls can live free from violence, abuse, and fear. The coalition, launched by United Kingdom Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper at the recent Global Partnerships Conference in London, brings together founding member countries including the United Kingdom, Jamaica, South Africa, Brazil, Morocco, Spain, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Australia to strengthen practical action to prevent violence against women and girls. And I don't believe enough can be said and done about this. I think too often we've been having it. And as human beings, we have to start with the basic principle. Do unto others as we'll have them do unto you. We wouldn't want anybody to be doing these things to our mothers, our sisters, our daughters, wives, aunties, cousins, nieces, what have you. So why do persons go out to do it? And I recall a few weeks ago when Hortensia and we touched the topic of mental health, the concern about persons walking around Bastille, mentally challenged. And I got scared yesterday. I really got scared yesterday. I was coming across Bank Street. I was walking with a lady, and she stopped to speak. But looking ahead, there was this gentleman. Let me say, he's not too collective. I hope I'm not being insultive or anything like that. I apologize if I do. It's not intentional. But he was walking, coming towards me, and there was a young lady in front walking the same direction that I was going towards the circus. And he actually stood up, and he looked at her for a few seconds. And I got scared. Why I got scared? Because I didn't know what he would have done next. I really didn't know. So I was waiting for the lady I was with. She stood up to speak to somebody. So when she joined me, the gentleman then stopped and started looking at her. And I got really scared, and I decided, by if anything, I would have to come into action and defend the lady. But thank God he didn't know anything. He just stopped and looked. Obviously, I don't know what was going through his mind. But are we comfortable with this? Do we believe that it's only a matter of time before one or some of them get aggressive with our females, the fairer sex walking through our Bastille, especially school children? Not that it's right with anybody, but big women might be in a position to better defend themselves a little as opposed to school children. So I don't know how we could address this. I don't know if a law could be passed that once persons are in that sort of condition, they be taken into a home, looked after. Is it safe for them to be on the street? We saw the incident with one of them and the car. Some persons will go around throwing down the garbage and things like that. But just some food for thought, and hopefully I'll be able to engage persons at some point again. When I say persons, and we'll try to get persons, the relative authority, in. And for your information, we actually send out invitation to these various government departments, inviting them in to have the discussion to educate the public. And sometimes we get an answer, sometimes we don't. Sometimes when we get an answer, they cannot make it at this time. But we'll have to see, and we'll continue trying. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I have to close it down. I thank you for tuning in to Island Tea here on WinFM 98.9. I encourage you to join us again tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. when we'll go down to 10 a.m. It was indeed my pleasure bringing this program to you. And I encourage you to stick and stay for Voices with the quintessential one, Quint. He will be up. And it was my pleasure. And as I leave, always be positive in your thoughts, in your words, and in your actions. Have a good day.
You found the sound.